Yo, what's up, Obscura? I'm just chilling. I'm just getting my stream set up before we do some drawing. How are you? What's up with you, my dude? How's the new painting coming along? All right, let's get this bad boy set up. Here we go. Good. Last night I kept going after the stream. Well, that's cool. I have this terrible OCD now where it's like I want to draw so bad, but I don't want to draw until I can stream. It's like I want to record every drawing because like if I do one and I'm not recording it, I'm like, oh no, it was such a good one. Why didn't I record it? This is what the internet has done to me. But you know, AI is gonna steal all our jobs if I don't have videos of me drawing it. Did is there? How do they know it was even actually drawn? All right. Da, da, da. Green screen's looking pretty good, huh? Love it. Oh, need to get some water. You know, I have a ton of like brand new palette of watercolors. If I was smart, I would do a review of them, but I have no idea what brand they are. Blick, I got a brand new box. Had these forever of Blick oil pastels, but I always like work in black and white a lot of times. Like, not even sure how I would use these yet, but we might have to figure it out today. What do you think? What do you think? All kind of cool stuff. What is this? Somebody gave me a brand new box of colored pencils. Unopened, never used. And paints and ink and pens and pencils. I got so much shit. Dude, you wouldn't. It's crazy how many just like unopened art supplies I got hanging around. Only thing I'm short on is probably gonna need to get a new sketchbook pretty soon. Today might be the end of this one. What time is it? Figure that out. Let's do a little bit high and see what happens. Let's do it a little higher. Every time I put my thing here, I fucking spill it. Spill it. Jacket off. Already getting warm in here as soon as I turn these lights on. Okay, so since you were excited about watercolors, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll experiment with some watercolors today, maybe. Should I do I've been doing I want to work on figures, you know. I'm just wondering, should I do classic figures? Should I do people on the street? Should I try some jazz music? I should do all of the above. It's just like clothes is so difficult for me with pen and ink. I have a lot of trouble with clothes. It's like I need to draw the form underneath with a pencil and then put the clothes on top, maybe. I don't know how. Like some great pen and ink, they just don't even draw the clothes. But like, how do they find the form in between? I don't know. We're about to figure it out. I'll tell you that right now. We're about to figure it out. Do, do, do. We're about to figure it out. All right, so might as well get this stinking stream started because we're gonna do a vertical stream at the same time. You know the routine, my guy. All right, so bring the music down completely. Let's get this vertical stream going. Why not? Boom. Then let's gotta grab it real quick. What are we doing? They always say they're gonna log into the vertical, see a blank sheet of paper, and be like, "What the heck is happening here?" Hi, y'all. So now I'm just grabbing the vertical. It must be weird. This microphone is right in my face. Maybe that makes the audio good for the vertical chat. I'm good at this. Move it, baby. Okay, now what we want to do, find our sketch here, and boom, just like that. Put that overflow on the. Yeah, it's perfect. Been about 200 at my position. I don't know if I start selling. Man, you got to start doing scraps like I do. I just find pieces and scraps and parts and everywhere and just kind of mishmash it all together. You should see the way I'll put a sketchbook together. Try, I mean, I say, but this is what I'll do sometimes. I'll go through my house and I'll find all the scraps through all the sketchbooks and I'll put them together into a new sketchbook. All right, I forgot. We're already streaming. What's up, verticals? Let me make sure we got our vertical chat up here so I can talk to you. What's up, Bob? Bob has arrived. Bob, you got here quickly. How are you, Bob? Or Theodore, if I may. Let's see what we can do. We're just going to try something. Okay. That. All right. What's up, Nicole? Oh, that's cool. Yes, Nicole, I did. I just started right now. Just doing a little drawing, trying to get warmed up real quick. You know, something like that. Have I overdrawn it? Let's find some where some shadows might be. Like that. Maybe on the top of the hand here. Looks cool so far. Well, thank you. I'm just scribbling it in. Still on drawing grind, just drawing shapes and making dimensional. I think it's awesome to see how almost everything can be simple down to big. That's true, Bob. That's true. Everything can be like the more you can simplify things. The only thing that I learned is that find your repeatable shapes. Like everybody has different ways they can repeat things in a drawing, but like just find a nice set of shapes that work for you and just use those over and over and over, you know? That's what I'm kind of like learning to do. I'm trying to get better at it, you know? It's like how so much of it is just an arm is shaped like this 100% of the time. So like if you want to, you know, it's built out of the same parts. Every human arm is built out of the same parts. So when you draw a person, you're not like redrawing a person. It's like you're just drawing the same thing you've drawn for every person. You know, you just put the things together again. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right, so I'm just drawing the exact same picture again. And just kind of seeing if maybe I do a better job the second time or worse, or, you know, it doesn't even matter if it's better or worse. I guess, honestly, we're just practicing, you know? See, when I kind of added some of the facial features here, I'm not sure I like it better. I think I almost like it better with less facial features. What's up, Ernie? I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. Weather's beautiful here. How's it for y'all? Can y'all draw a hibiscus flower? Yeah, I probably could. We're here, the verticals with all the people. Howdy, y'all. Yeah, welcome, Obscura. If you're here, be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you coming into the community and having something positive to say is always wonderful. Guess I didn't get here fast enough, so some of this gray isn't quite sliding around for me. Should use some watercolors that I got. Can I draw Hello Kitty? Probably. Probably. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel. We'll take requests towards the end of the stream. Do, 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 do. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Day Nerd. How have you been, Day Nerd? Hey, y'all, be sure to like the stream. If you're just popping in, like the stream again so we can it'll let the crew know we're here again. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. What can you do, Toga, from My Hero Academia? Yeah, I'm sure I could. But see, if you see the way that I'm drawing, also though, like, I'm not really. I mean, I am drawing people, but also like I'm I'm practicing, you know. So it's not so much as like getting them to like represent. picture exactly. Like I'm trying to you see. Trying to get it done quickly. So sometimes maybe a pop portrait or something might not really um reflect it the right way. Sorry, I was gabbing. Maybe like that. All right, all right. What do we think? Just a quick sketch to scribble. What's up? What's up, KG? User KG. Welcome back. Yes, that is an umbrella. That is an umbrella. Look, I got this thing of watercolors here. Does that look fun? And some shadows here, something like that. Maybe like that. What do we have here? I don't want to do too much, honestly. Yeah, maybe a little bit of it's a little bit of splatter because it's raining here. What do y'all think? Do some similar drawing technique, but I draw ballerinas. Well, that's a great idea. Maybe I should draw some ballerinas almost exclusively. Sometimes I'll do jazz musicians, you know. Um, we do another one, or do we like that one enough to just let it dry? Um, let's turn the page. I do like the idea of doing a ballerina. Ooh, they might be difficult. No, dude, that's you must be really good because that was very intimidating just looking at the pictures of those ballerinas, all those crazy poses. I'm just trying to get some standard poses down here. Okay, let's try this one. Right. Do similar. Can you draw Hello Kitty? Nicole, have you did you subscribe to the channel? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do Hello Kitty, but it'll be towards the end of the stream. We've been streaming for 12 minutes. We'll stream for about 30 minutes. So I'll try to catch it at the end of the stream if you don't mind. Is that okay? Or are you in a hurry to get out of here? Are you gonna be hanging out for a second? Oh, this is so hard. Like clothes is so difficult for me to draw. You know, he just looks like he's floating because I can't see like the contours of his body. It kills me. But you know you can't win them all. Also, let's just get it. Let's just get it done. Look kind of like Freddy Krueger. Supposed to be the bag. Maybe some contour. I mean, some shadows will bring us back from death. But you know, sometimes it's just not the best one you've done, and that's what it is. You know. Let's see when I do one and I don't really love the drawing or something like that. Like this one is not my favorite, but you know what we can do is like let's still use the same sheet of paper and just practice another one right here, maybe. Something like that. You know, and when I learned to draw, and we all learned to draw, like like I'm sure a lot of we learned to draw like superheroes and things like that, or anime. And then when it comes to like having to draw like a regular shaped human being, it might get a little tricky because it's like, oh, I've been drawing superheroes this whole time. Like, you know, regular people aren't really shaped like superheroes generally, you know. All right, don't love this one either, but I'm gonna do some figures while I get warmed up. See if maybe some shadows might do something for me here. Like that. No, not my favorite, but let's keep going, keep going. So if I don't love the drawings, then we just do another one. We just do another one on the same sheet of paper. What do we think? He looks like he's being controlled by some. This is potential to be an epic album cover. Thank you, KG. What's up, everyday dude? For real, this album cover would be cool. Not gonna lie. Draw another guy to the left. Yeah, right here, right here. I was thinking of changing it up. I hope you don't hate this. I'm gonna try something different. See what y'all think. Mm-mm-mm. You know, like let's break the rules a little bit here. Let's break the rules, y'all. So y'all tell me, how have y'all been? How what you been doing? Have you been working on your own art? Um, been taking care of yourself and people around you? Have you been remembering that art is a way of self-expression and not just pretty pictures? So that when you're drawing, you're learning about life and yourself, and you're giving yourself grace and saying, hey, if I want to put a line down and the line is not perfect, so what? You know, every now and again when you're drawing, I want you to forget about how wonderful the drawing needs to be. And I want you to just think about whether you're having a good time, you know, and adjust your drawing based on how much fun you're having instead of stressing yourself out about it being a perfect drawing. Next time, be like, do I like drawing lines when they're shaped like this? Do I like drawing lines when they're shaped like this? And like try to see if maybe there's an answer in the line quality and less in the subject matter, you know? And it's like we learn a lot to like try to make it perfect or realistic, or we have these expectations, but try to run by feel. Like, does it feel nice to do it this way? Does it feel nice to do it that way? What do we think about that? What do we think? Oh, you know what else we can do here? I see a couple pieces I missed. How about that other ear, number one? And he's got something like this going on. You know, like what if we just like actually went ahead and found some really dark areas and see how what that turns out as, Maybe even here. Let's find some really dark areas, you know? What do we think about that? That's pretty fun, huh? It still look like a an album cover, or did I ruin it? It looks so good. Thanks, Nicole. It could be better if I added pops of color every now and again. But then again, it looks good. Okay, okay. What kind of colors? Sometimes I have tough times with colors. Let's start subtle. Let's start subtle. Let's start subtle. So we're gonna start subtle. Let's do like maybe like what about something like that? Does that work? Can you give me grace with that? I'm not very good with color sometimes, but if we just like throw it in the background little parts just to add a little bit of flair, what do we think? See, just a little bit of blue like that. That's kind of cool, I think, maybe. It's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, what do y'all think? Do we need to put something right here? Let's keep going. Let's break some more rules. Let's break some more rules. If it's cool with you, let's break some rules. Okay. All right. But like how do we bring this fella in where he's not just a floating head, Like he's got some wrinkles and stuff here that I think are interesting that we need to kind of respect in this thing I'm looking at. And then, what if we made his shoulder come out over here somehow? Oop, there are no rules in art. Yeah, exactly. So let's try. If I was smart, I would be using watercolor paper. I am not using watercolor paper. And because of that, paper is not very happy. So what if we get a little bit more of that pop of color over here? Okay. So this fella has a good enough. If I draw on the sheet of paper and I don't really like love the drawing I did, like you just keep drawing on the sheet of paper because I'm just trying to practice. And honestly, out of all of these, this is my favorite here. I think that one looks great. Bye, Nicole. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, don't drink the water because it's full of paint. Most of that. All right, so I probably owed some was it Nicole who made all the requests and then had to go? Sorry. Was it Nicole that was making the requests? And then now she has to go. I'm sorry, I didn't get them done fast enough. Yeah, dang. Well, we'll see her again. I think she's been here a few times. We'll catch her next time and we'll do the Hello Kitty. But we were kind of in a groove. We were kind of in a groove. All right, so let's try to do some more. Just trying to rush the drawing. Also, I appreciate you being here. You're all important. The world's a better place just because you're in it. Don't forget that. You're not alone. You're dealing with any kind of conflicts in your life. I don't want you to forget that. Like, one of the major things about art is that you can really express your feelings in a way that's healthy, and you can become a better person just sitting alone in a room with an ink pen by drawing. You learn a little bit about yourself and about life and about humans and art, and all you have to do is like start drawing, start scribbling. It doesn't have to be wonderful. It doesn't have to be anything. Just like you, as long as it exists, the world is a better place, and I think we often forget that. And not just in art, but within ourselves. We're seeking perfection, and everything has to be this exact way, and we have to know what's going on and how everything's going to turn out. And sometimes you don't, and take some time to spend to work on drawing something that doesn't have to look good or that doesn't have any kind of expectations, and just put your feelings into it. If you're having a bad day, you're feeling bad physically or mentally, or maybe you got in an argument with someone, or sometimes we just end up with conflicts within ourselves. I just want to remind you that you can just put yourself alone in a room with a pencil and a piece of paper, and you could figure it out. And it's not just drawings. You could write a story about it, or a film, or paint, or draw. There's so many ways that you can express yourself and how you're feeling. And I want to encourage you that you're not just you know making pictures that are pretty, and sometimes you are, but you're doing an exercise, and just like exercising, you're physically healthier when you're done. uh you can do art exercises where you're not trying to make the prettiest picture. You're just working on your mental health, and then when you're done with the picture, you feel better. you know and I think there's a magic in life, and it reveals itself to us in those kind of ways. And I think sometimes we get lost in thinking everything has to be a pretty picture, and sometimes we forget that expressing yourself can be more important than drawing a pretty picture. And making sometimes exercising your art can be more important than having the perfect piece of art, you know? And it's just like remember that next time. And we have so many times in our life where we're really hard on ourselves and we expect a lot of ourselves, and so many times in life that is really what you need to do, and what you need to focus on is doing the best job, and adding these preconceived notions of what needs to happen and how everything needs to turn out. But in art, you don't really have to do that, you know? And I think that just like you have to practice a lot to do realistic art, I think you have to practice giving yourself some room to play and maybe make mistakes. And I think we spend so much time um, not making mistakes and trying to do everything perfectly, that when it does come to a moment in art where art is like, hey, you can make a mistake, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's almost hard to do it, you know, it becomes difficult to give yourself some freedom, you know. And I would just encourage you to take some time to practice, not drawing the perfect picture, but just drawing a picture, and doing it in a time where maybe you need a friend, or you need to express yourself, or you need, you might just need some time alone. Try to take some time for yourself and exercise your mind. Just like jogging is good for you, drawing is an exercise that can be good for you. But don't get discouraged because you're not having a good time, or your art doesn't look wonderful. Forget all that. When you're done with your piece of art, throw it away. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't matter. I think what matters is, if you're having a bad day, you're having a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, who knows? You might be dealing with mental health issues or physical health issues. Um, I want to remind you that you're not alone. You can find art communities like this, and you can sit in a room with a sheet of paper and write a story about it, write a movie about it, paint a picture about it. But when it comes down to dealing with conflict in our life, because that's the beautiful thing about life, is it comes with conflict, But you can take all those conflicts, and you can learn to harness them into like self-expression. And that self-expression, just like when you jog, um, you end up healthier at the end of the jog. You can do art in a way where you're mentally healthier at the end of the exercise. And I don't think we work like that. So remember, if you're dealing with some kind of conflict in your life, uh, personally, maybe it has something to do with school or work or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or your wife, maybe it's just a conflict within yourself. Remember, you are a superhero and you have a superpower. You can take all that negative energy that life gives you, and you can channel it into something positive. You can channel it into an amazing piece of art. And it doesn't even have to be an amazing piece of art. It could just be scribbles on a sheet of paper. But you have a talent, you have a opportunity as a human being to take negative feelings and turn them into something positive. And that's magical, and I don't want you to forget that you're a superhero like that. So when you start to feel all that negativity, I want you to take all that heavy weight, all those negative feelings, and I want you to spread them into your artwork. Put that bad day into a scribble. uh, Write about it. uh, um some days are bad, some days are bad, some are amazing. you know And I don't know what that is, but it's just a reminder. You know, and I don't think you have to like write the word sometimes. You don't have to literal put it in there, but like can you make an art that can you make art that feels that way? You know? Look who's back. What's up, Flag? Oh, I've missed you. I'm glad, KG. Keep drawing along with me. Okay, okay. If she's back, that means that means we have to do a Hello Kitty. Flag, tell me, how have you been? What's been up? We've missed you here. All right, we're gonna do this Hello Kitty, and then we're gonna stop the vertical stream. If you still want to hang out with us, we're gonna have an after party on the horizontal. So if you click on my name where it says Gabriel Saint Artist, it'll take you to my page. If you go to the live, there will be horizontal stream as well as vertical. We're also on Twitch, and we're restreaming. But let's do our Hello Kitty for Nicole, and then I gotta get out of here. Flag, talk to me. How have you been? We've missed you. We have missed you. Okay, I hope you don't like I hope you like the version of Hello Kitty that I would like to draw. Maybe it'll work. Okay, let's give this a shot. What is Okay, alright. Alright, here's a request for Hello Kitty from Nicole. Alright. Be sure you've liked the stream, subscribe. This is for a request for Hello Kitty. Alright. Alright. And as soon as you can see Hello Kitty, I need you to write in the chat, Hello Kitty. One of these one of these days we'll get that right. There we go. Is it close? Are we close? Are we close? Okay, so here's where I might deviate a little bit. Like what if you know, can Hello Kitty be like a cosplay Hello Kitty? You know, so maybe she's got a like there's a human underneath. Something like this. What do we think? How am I doing here? Her face kind of is oblong though. It's not really exactly circular. Okay, what do we think? Let me try to find some shadows here. I hope I hope I haven't ruined your favorite childhood character. Okay. Is her nose like a little kitty nose? Is that what it is? Something like that? Okay. And also, I think it looks like to me maybe she's got like a stripy shirt on. Is that what she wears? You have to help me out here. Something like that. Oh, I'm sorry I had to turn my book sideways to get those stripes done. What do we think? What do we think? And then let's kind of reiterate some of these areas real quick for you. What are we thinking? What's the chat saying? Does it look like a Five Nights at Freddy's? But you know what we can do here? Where did Flag go? Did she disappear? You know, we can try my best to get some watercolor in here, but gonna be so muddy. Not sure that's helping. She had little flowers all over her dress. This is what happens when you use watercolor and it's dirty. It doesn't look very pretty. How do we feel about that? Let me try to clean this up. See if we can't find some shadows here, maybe. See what we can do. So I'm just gonna try to find a little bit of shadows here. Just to liven it up just a little bit, maybe. All right, I think that's about it. What we might do just to finish it off is make sure we feel like we see it here, back there. Make sure these pupils get nice and dark right here. Same thing here. Is this nose black? Oh. Okay. What do we think? Ta-da! Hello Kitty request for Nicole. Where the heck did Flag go? All right, y'all. I need to take a break, grab something to eat. I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with me. Don't forget, we will be a little bit over hanging out the after party or the horizontal. So be sure and click on my name and check the other stream. We have a vertical stream happening at the same time. Oh, we had the bug on there the whole time too. Huh? Wonderful. All right. Thank you for being here. If you haven't heard it recently, I love you. I'm proud of you. Don't take it out on yourself when you start dealing with that conflict. Take it out on art. Bye. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. That was fun. If we got anything done. Hello Kitty, huh? So we can get some tunes going while we're in the after party, baby. See if anybody comes over and wants to chat. Otherwise, we'll just be here for another couple minutes. Some of the sketches were fun today. All right, all right. Well, don't forget the mantra, y'all. I just pulled it down. Take it out on art. See you on